Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine on the Navy Sports Network, brought to you by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Pleased to shine the light on Navy women's lacrosse right now with Athena Corroon. And Athena, for you guys, you found your way back into the top 25. That increases the size of the target. But programs like you and Loyola and the Patriot League are used to that by now. What's been the key for you all to maintain your level of play? Even on Saturday, Holy Cross gets a little bit of a jump on you, but you guys kept poise and kept things together and eventually escaped with a victory.
Yeah, we were really happy to come out with the win on Saturday. Holy Cross is a super tough team, and we made some adjustments early on that allowed us for some keys to success for the second half. I think it's really, really great. We had 7 contributors, I think, to the total 13 goals on offense. So I think that's definitely one of our strengths is like there's such a wide depth and large depth to our team on offense and defense. Girls are constantly ready, like off the bench, coming in hot, and just, inspiring everyone, like coming in ready to go.
You mentioned the depth and the people that come off the bench. The fact that has to make your practices better. And when you all do that work, within the week, is that as big a key as anything to getting you all ready for what you have to do on Saturdays?
Definitely. Yeah, we have a game on Wednesday against American. So yesterday I practiced. We did some scout and film before that. So we, watched some film on American, like noticed their like top players and had some of our players like pretend to do like things that they're like their key looks and like what they're looking to do on offense. So that definitely like allows for our defense to be prepared. And then same thing with our defensive players, like we'll try to mimic their defense to get our offensive players ready. So definitely like everyone steps up in practice, tries to make everyone better for so we can be ready for the game on Wednesday and then eventually on Saturday against Army.
Yeah, got to make sure you take care of business on Wednesday first.
Yep, definitely.
Let me ask you this question in terms of that. The maturity it takes to not look beyond, but stay focused on the task at hand. Harder to do than just saying, hey, we got to make sure we take care of Wednesday first.
Yeah, no, definitely. Coach always says like our most important game is our next game, like not to focus on anything that's like games away or anything like that. Like the most important game is like the next one on our schedule. So that's American for us. And we're really focusing on that first. And then once we like after that game, then it's time to focus on the next game, which is Army. But as of right now, we're focusing on American. And, of course, like Army is in the back of all of our heads because it kind of always is the entire season. But, it's really important to just focus on American. And it can be hard at times because, you get so excited when you see big teams coming in with like every, when it comes to conference play, like all bets are off. Patriot League's a super competitive conference. And, we're always just looking forward to any game we get to play, especially because of like the last 2 seasons we've had have kind of been, on and off with COVID. So you never know, we're never promised anything. So we're really just excited to play any game we get.
As a group and for you individually within the lacrosse program, what have the last 2 seasons been like to persevere, do the things you're asked to do to make sure you give yourself every opportunity to have a chance to compete in that next game?
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of like tenacity and grit. Our first, I'm a junior, so our freshman year, obviously our season got cut short in March. And, that feeling that in March that we all experience, we'll never forget. So, we never are promised another game. Like you never know when our last game is going to be, especially with COVID. So last year was on and off too, but, just having a positive attitude and just always like thinking that you're going to be able to play one day and just looking forward to that. It's something that all of us keep thinking about and, because we love the game and love each other. So that's something that really plays a key role.
When you have a coach that has an enthusiasm for this sport the way she does, are there many negative days at all within the culture of this team? Because we know the success or failure of anything starts at the top, and I'm not sure there's a more positive, energetic person than the head coach of your team.
Coach Shimshel, yeah, her energy is contagious every day. She brings it to practice every game, along with our assistant coaches as well. Coach Brindy, Maddie, and Brooke. They bring so much knowledge and energy as well, and it really adds for a great atmosphere at practice. And I'm very lucky to play for them. They're all great coaches.
You get to experience it because you're a player, and broadcasting your games. The one thing that amazes me every day in this sport is the continued evolution of the athlete that plays it. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster than ever before. As a player within the game, just from the time you started to right now, how have you seen the game, and more importantly, the individuals you compete with, change on a yearly basis, where the athlete just gets greater and greater in this sport?
Yeah, definitely. I think, playing in high school, the game was a lot slower than it is in college. Like, you get to college and instantly the first thing you notice how fast paced the game is. And not to mention, like, the rules are constantly changing as well. Like they just implemented quarters this year. So instead of 2 halves, it's now 4 quarters. And not to mention just that changes like how, like, the type of athlete that's required is, like, you need to be super fit and have good endurance to go for 4 quarters. So I definitely have noticed, like, girls are always getting stronger every year, and that pure athleticism is required to play lacrosse, and obviously having really good stick skills as well.
We watch the finishing part. I kind of liken it to, touchdowns in football, baskets in basketball, goals in soccer. But the quality of this game right now, between the 12-meter arcs from one end to the other right now, just the teamwork that goes on. The best teams pass the ball quite a bit, put so much pressure on the defense. As a player, how much focus does it take, especially within the shot clock that exists right now? Discipline on the defensive end and on the offensive end to make sure you do the right thing, not necessarily try to make the extraordinary play, but just make the ordinary play so you can keep those passing combinations going and give your team the best chance to score.
Yeah, the transition, I think, is one of the most beautiful parts about lacrosse. Like, no transition is ever the same. And, there's different ways to clear the ball. And I think that's one of the most important roles of, like, a defender, is also clearing the ball well, like, past the 30, making sure it gets into the attacker's hands successfully. So yeah, that is definitely, like, one of the key roles to a defender. So whether that be, like, starting with Joe and then passing it out to a defender, then to a midfielder and then an attacker, or if it's just right to an attacker as well, because Joe can hit those long passes to the attackers as well. But yeah, definitely one of the big roles of a defender or a midfielder and attacker is to get the ball to the other side with him keeping in mind the shot clock, the 90 seconds when it starts, when it turns over from the other team.
For you as an individual, from the person that showed up at the Naval Academy to the one that plays right now, how different are you than the person that showed up on I-Day?
I would say I've stayed true to myself in terms of, like, what I believe in, my morals and stuff, but I definitely think I've grown as a person. My confidence definitely has improved, and like, with everything I've been learning here at the academy, not only in the classroom, but on the field as well. Those are lessons that I'll never forget, that will carry with me through, like, my entire life. And, once we graduate into the fleet, I'm very grateful for all the opportunities that come from going to the academy.
You guys are all great athletes. You don't show up at the Division I level not being a great athlete and a high level player. What's it like, though, to blend in with so many other great athletes and present the unselfishness necessary to achieve within the team concept successfully the way you all have? Because you were all great athletes where you came from. Now, everybody's kind of a great athlete that you look alongside and you have to compete with.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool part of practice, is how competitive it is. Every day, no one has, like, a spot, like a clear, like, desert, like a clear spot on the team. Like, every day you're fighting for a spot, which is something is a really cool part about our team. Like, it's always super competitive. And, like, you come out ready to work and push each other and make each other better, and, just fighting for a spot, which everyone deserves, and you're just constantly making each other better.
The fact that your family was able to host the team, what did that mean to be able to share in a situation like that?
Oh, that was super fun. Stopping up in Connecticut on our way to Lacrosse. My mom and dad were super excited to have everyone, and my dog was there, and my brother and sister. So had some pizza, ate some good food. You know, we're able to stretch the legs on that long bus ride up to Worcester.
Yeah, no doubt. We've all made that ride, and believe me, it's long enough, no doubt about it. What a great place to be able to stop, though, at home at least for a few minutes. Athena, appreciate the time today. Continued success, stay healthy, and best of luck this week as you all play American and Army coming up this week.
Thank you so much.